And there we go. It's National Numeracy Day, isn't it, Grania?
It is. It's not my strong point, but I'm here to learn.
Hey, that's okay. We're here to learn. Exactly. You're absolutely right. So welcome everyone to National Numeracy Day. This is the live lesson with myself and Grania, who's famous in Northern Ireland for... Grania, what are you famous for?
Oh, being a terrible cook.
Everybody knows it. Everybody. But don't worry, that's fine. We'll turn this into a cooking show one day, probably. But welcome to all those schools on board. Welcome to the Adobe Express live lesson. We're going to be doing a couple of exciting things today for National Numeracy Day. So let's get some things up first. So let me just share my screen. So we're going to be doing 2 challenges today. Now, if you need access to this page, I did send it through to teachers via email, but you can access the short link just here, bit.ly/Numeracy Express, a very catchy title, if I do say so myself. And Grania, as queen of the iPads, what do you do with the QR code thing?
So you can use your camera to scan it, and it'll take you straight to that page.
Perfect.
You need.
That's the answer we were looking for. Well done. Okay, and before we actually dig into what we're going to do today, a couple of ground rules of how we work these sessions. So Grania and I are going to be demonstrating things. I'll be doing it on the browser. So if you're on a Chromebook, desktop, laptop, you can follow along with me. And Grania's going to be doing it on an iPad. Now, just because we're doing it on different devices doesn't mean you can't nick ideas from both of us, because Grania does better stuff than me, so you'll probably want to nick quite a lot of her stuff. And yeah, the browser experience is slightly different to the iPad experience, but not enough where you're allowed to switch off, okay? Because things I'll be doing, you'll be able to see how to do those on the iPad straight away. A couple of things are in different places and things like that, but it's no big deal. So do watch both of them. And if you are on a Chromebook, for example, you can follow along with me. People on iPads can watch and get some ideas, and then they can wait for Grania to start if they need someone to show them through the various steps. But don't feel like you have to keep up with us, because we're gonna have about half an hour for each challenge, and you'll have loads of time to catch up. For example, if you're on an iPad, you can catch up while I'm doing things on screen. If you're on a Chromebook, you can catch up when Grania's doing things on screen. And then we will also give you about 5 minutes at the end of each challenge in order to just polish off the things that you need to do, catch up a bit. But if you do feel like you're getting really far behind, that's not a problem either. You can pause us. Grania, are you okay with them pausing us?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's not what you said before, but that's fine.
I know, as long as I'm smiling, and I don't have that silly face, where you catch me in the middle.
Yeah, pause at a kind point. But yeah, you can pause us whenever you like. And then also at the end, when we're having 5 minutes, we'll put a bit of music on. You'll be able to catch up and finish off your projects before you share and publish them, because you remember you will have to share and publish them at some point. Then you'll have all the time you need. But if you do need to pause us or mute us when that 5 minutes of catch-up time is happening at the end of each challenge, that's absolutely fine. Grania, your next question. What happens if pupils and students on this call finish both of their challenges?
So if they post it, is that what you mean?
Well, they can share it with us. That'd be great. We can give them shout outs. But what do they get? What do they get if they complete both challenges?
They get swag.
They do.
Yeah.
Hand delivered by Grania to your parents. They absolutely do. And what happens if they go and teach their skills to other students in other classes, other pupils?
They get extra special swag.
There you go. You made it sound like a question, and it was a statement. You get extra special swag. Exactly that. You get extra special swag. So there's 2 very good reasons to get motoring, or get on the express train and get it done. Right. There's enough of bad puns from me. Hopefully you've got this page open in front of you already. If you haven't, it's no big deal. You can still do the challenges. It's not a big deal. But let's have a look at what we've got. Well, the first one is graphic design. We're going to design an infographic about crazy shapes. And I learned a lot doing this. I don't know what you thought, Grania, but I didn't know any of the shapes that I researched.
Not one clue. I hadn't heard of it before.
I'll tell you one that I did know was Squircle. I knew that one.
No, hadn't even heard of it.
Yeah,
But I could
well,
guess
there you go.
what was going on with that one.
But there you go. So the first one's going to be graphic design, infographic about crazy shapes. So this is your portal to a new world of shapes. There is a video there you can catch up with afterwards if you want to revisit some of the skills we're going to do on this session. Share your work is always here as well. At the end of each challenge, we'll ask you to share your work with us. If you click that button, it will go through to here. You don't have to put your name in if you don't want. Ask your teacher. You don't have to put your school in if you don't want. Ask your teacher. But you will need to put the link to your Adobe Express project, and that will need to be your published link. So listen out for that and do follow along for that, because that's important. You can't give us any links directly from the browser for your design. You have to share and publish it before you share it. And then we'll give you, and then we'll be giving feedback and stuff like that quite quickly. Okay. Then the second challenge is going to be video editing. Create a voiceover video to show off your maths facts. So you need to get your best news presenter voice on. Going to be using the same sort of stuff as we use in channel. I'm already sounding like a news presenter. In challenge 1. There you go. Right. So let's start off with challenge number 1. Grania, are you ready?
I'm ready.
You were born ready. Right. What we'll do is Grania will show you how to just open the iPad Adobe Express app, and then I'll get us started. So Grania, it's over to you. You've got the limelight.
So yeah, we're going to use Adobe Express to start off with to make our infographic. So it's this little black icon with the little colorful A. So I'm just going to, oops, sorry. Just want to stop the wiggling. So here we are in Adobe Express, and we're going to set up our document for our infographic. And if we just go up to custom size, it'll automatically take you in. Okay. I'm going to just hit done because it's giving me a square. So it automatically gives you a square. But if you think you might need a little bit more space, like we were talking about, if you're going to do a lot of crazy shapes, you can tap the resize button down here in the bottom right. And you can see you can choose some of the more rectangular sort of portrait shape if you wish, or you can just keep it the square if you like that sort of layout. It's up to you. So you can change it there once you get into the edit screen.
Good stuff. Right. Exactly that. So let's go back here. If you're on a Chromebook, desktop, laptop, if you're using the browser, this is where you need to tune in. So it's very similar to how Grania did it there. You press, instead of going up to custom size graphic as you would on an iPad in the top left, you can press the plus, and custom size graphic is just here. So it's dead easy. Give that a click. Now, like Grania said, you have all sorts of different sizes that you can choose from. I mean, they're all, print, that's okay, or standard. I might go for a standard square. I think I'll follow Grania. I do in most of my other aspects of life. So there we go, square, and then we'll click next. Brings it up here. One thing you can do on the browser that you can't do on the iPad is rename it straight away. On the iPad, you have to do that at the end. But I'm going to call mine Crazy Shapes. There we go. Now, if I take us back to this page, and you can click this button here, words, bit.ly/express shapes, 3 S's in the middle there. That will open this page here, and look at you all here in your hundreds and thousands in here, opening up this page. So do open up this page here. Now, there are 6 shapes in here. The triquetra, triangular figure composed of 3 interlaced arcs. A lemniscate, a figure 8 shape. The Star of Lakshmi, very exotic. An octagram made from 2 squares. A Mobius strip, which I quite liked. A squircle, which we mentioned before. And a little French one in here, a rouleur triangle. Is a curved triangle with constant width, similar to a circle. There you go. Didn't know it had constant width, but there you go. Right. So you can choose any of these shapes. I'm going to choose 3. I think Gronya's going to choose 3. I think I'll choose the bottom 3. I think that's how I'll go. But first of all, I'm going to take my title, Crazy Shapes. You can call it anything you like. Superb shapes, interesting shapes, whatever you like. I'm going to grab that title, so I've got it already. But first things first, I'm going to go to backgrounds. Now, I just want an interesting background. That's really all this is about. There's no sort of real science to what I'm doing here. So, maybe I'd go for, in the tutorial video, I went for this one because I thought it was quite nice. But actually, they're all quite nice. Replace background. You see, if you click it, it'll replace it. Click another one, replace. So you can do any one you like, and you can click more to go in there and see what you get. There's all sorts of warm pink marbled paint. That's probably what Granya's got on her kitchen worktops, I would imagine. So here we go. Can you confirm that, Grania?
By accident, yeah. All over the place, yeah.
Anyway, you can go in and have a look at any of those. They're all good. And I think I'll keep this green one because green's my favorite color. Got my green jumper on. Right. Next thing I'm going to do is get my text. Just click it over on the left-hand side. Now, there's all sorts of templates that you can add in here as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click Add Your Text. And now it goes straight into the middle. Now, this appeared automatically on Granya's screen, on the iPad screen. So you can use that one if you want, or you can delete and start again, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But over in the top right here, it says double click to edit, and it's already highlighted. So I can just paste in crazy shapes and put it in there, get it all on one line. And I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy one bit. It's a terrible font color. So what I'm going to do is click it in my little color palettes over here. You can see it up here. And then change it. You can change it to anything you like. But I think I will keep it white. I think that makes it stand out a bit more. And then you've got some font recommendations. So because it's crazy shapes, we're looking for a crazy font. And you can keep on going until you find the one that you want. What am I looking for? I still want to keep going. I still want to see more. Give me more. Give me more. What have I got here? This one, like that. That looks good to me. Now that I'm happy with that, and I can change it anytime, I'm just dragging the corners out until I get it nice and big. And then I am going to move it around until I get that pink dotted line. And that means, what does it mean, Grania?
It means it's nice and centered. And we like things like
nice and centered. Not just centered, nice and centered.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's where we're at. And I'm going to throw it over to the boss, and she's going to show you how to do that on the iPad.
Okie doke. So we're going to add in our background, first of all. So down at the bottom there, you can see the plus with the add underneath, bottom left. And this gives me all the material I need to make my infographic. And you can see along there, we've got backgrounds. So I'm going to see what we got in here. So yeah, just like the browser, you've got a whole selection of things. I'm not going to go too crazy because we've got a lot of text and we've got our shapes. So I don't want it too busy, but I quite like this purple kind of cardboard type thing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So when you tap, just give it a little second, and you just have to do one more step where you hit the add button up at the top.
It's been quite slow. Yeah. Naughty. Being very naughty and slow. There we go. It's in.
So once you see the little tick, there's like an add one up there. So I'm going to tap on that. And you can choose where to add it. So we want to pin it to the background because we don't want it kind of moving around as we add all our other things on top. So I'm going to choose pin it to the background.
Very
that's
cool.
My background set. Okay. Now just down the bottom right, you can hit done because I'm happy enough with that. So next we got to add in our title. So as Don was saying, the text is already there. So just double tap, do what it says on the tin to edit your text. And let me see, I'm going to call mine Strange Shapes.
Oh, nice. That's a much better title.
Alliteration here.
Yeah.
See, I have a little bit of time to think while you're doing yours. So
every day's a learning day. There you go. Alliteration. It's not just numeracy, it's literacy in here, people.
There you go. So let's hit done. And yeah, again, I'm going to need like a stronger font. We want this to stand out a little bit more. So down at the bottom, you can see you've got different options. So let's have a look at the font. And I want something a little bit thicker. And again, beside font, you've got recommendations. So it's the same idea as on the browser. But my internet's a little bit slow. So I'm going to go back to font here and get something nice in here. Let's see. Let's go for something quite strong. Maybe that. Or we got this one. I kind of like that. Reminds me a tiny bit of Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. Yeah. So yeah, the color, I think I need to make it pop a little bit. It's sort of beigey. So I've tapped on color. Yeah, I think I need to bring it out a little bit. So let's try the white. Yeah, I think the white's a best for it as well. Hit done. And I might, if I go into edit, try and get it on one line because we want plenty of space for our text and our shapes down below. So I think that's looking okay now.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Okay.
Right. Let's get this back on. So get yourself caught up if you can. Oh, nice little shout out. Bonner Primary School. Nice to have you in the house. And then Millington Primary School. Double booked computer suite. Throw them out. What do you think they're playing at? Yeah, you can get the recording via the original link. That's absolutely fine. And if you want to catch up at any point, you can go back to this original link and it'll all be there. All this nonsense from Grania and I will be there. Right. So next thing is to start putting in some of our shapes. Okay, so I'm going to do these three at the bottom. So the first one I'm going to do is a Mobius strip. Now, I had no idea what that was. So let me just go get that text copied, Mobius strip, and then go over to shapes conveniently for this because it's all about shapes. Oh, another shout out. Ansborough. I think that's up your way, isn't it, Grania?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Let's get Mobius strip in there and see what we get. This is a mad shape, this one. Absolutely mad. And actually, so it's actually put some figure of eights in there. So you need to be using your numeracy brain here to say, do you know what, Express? That's not even correct. But this is a good one. I like that one. That seems to work well. And basically, we can see we can actually read what it is. It's a 3-dimensional strip with one continuous side. So basically, it's like one rectangular strip. And then you just kind of, where my hands, fold one side over and then join them together. And that's how you make a Mobius strip. Now, I'm not liking that color again. It keeps on giving me this weird, wacky terracotta style color. So I'm going to change it to a white, get it in there. Just that'll do for now. You can align it to the text on the left, but I actually think it needs to be a bit more central than that. And that's our first shape to go in there. So easy peasy. So, I mean, at the moment, we're just copying and pasting things, really. And then I'm getting my description, a 3-dimensional strip with one continuous side. Now, I'm going to put this in as text, right? So let's go here. Another shout out come in. St. Peter's. Oh, you're going to have to say that one.
That's Clochray, I think.
Clochray. There you go. We are all about the crazy shapes. All about it. Good stuff. Right, so I've copied my text here about the Mobius strip. And then I'm going to go to text over here, you see, add my text. And it puts it in the same font as the last one. Okay. I'll let Express off for now, but I'm just going to paste in my text. This is not looking good at all. So we need to start working on it. First thing I'm going to do is change the alignment to left, I think. Okay, it's still looking terrible, which is okay because we just need to put it into some kind of box, which is kind of a nice dimension. Another shape reference there. Then we can bring it up here and start to play around with things like alignment and stuff like that. Now, don't worry. The most important thing is that the shape is aligned with the text, because actually going on from this, we're gonna be duplicating these boxes and things like that. But over here with this text here, now I'm not into I want the font for the title to be different from the font for the text. I think that font for the text needs to be more readable. Okay, so let me go to explore more on my font recommendations. What have we got? Something that is nice and legible. This first one, that's really good. That's very nice and legible. Changes a few things, so get it aligned again. But one thing that you can do here is, now that it's in there, is you can do funky things like put a shape behind it. I mean, all of these numeracy things just going wild here. Now, my shape, I can choose which type of shape I want. And actually, as luck would have it, we've got a squircle. Can you see this one down here where I'm hovering over? That is actually a squircle, which is a square with rounded edges, which is pretty cool, I think. I quite like that. Might just start playing around with it, try and get it into the right place, play around with, you can play around with things like line spacing and stuff like that. It's actually bizarrely kind of scrunched up towards the bottom for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I'll play around with that. But the shape, I mean, not the kind of color that I was hoping for. Grania, what do you think would be a good background shape for this? A background color, sorry.
That
doesn't work.
Yeah. Something's kind of the opposite. What's the opposite of green?
Maybe like an orange.
Yeah, I like that kind of raspberry red color there.
Raspberry red, there you go. That's the one we'll do. There we go. If the fans demand it, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so there we go. Now, so basically all you need to do here is be finding your shape, okay, by searching for it, by copying and pasting here. Then once you've got your shape and it's in there, then go back, copy and paste the whole text, make a nice little box for it. I think I'm going to actually refresh this page, and I think it will probably pop out with it right in the middle, which is what we want. And we're going to be doing that 3 times. So let's see how to do that on the iPad. Are you ready, Grania?
Yeah. So I'm just in Google Docs here, and I'm going to copy my first little piece of text here about the triquetra. So, sorry, I'm just double tapping here. I'm going to select this first little piece, hit my copy. I'm going to go back into Adobe Express, and I'm going to have to add another text kind of box here. So let's tap in and hit paste. Okay. So I'm going to hit done to see how that looks. Yeah. And I'm going to have to play around with the font a little bit. But first, I'm going to find out what a triquetra looks like. So let's hit done. And let's go to add, and we're going to go to shapes. And let's go triquetra. I hope I spell it correctly. Oh, there we go.
Nice. There you go. Very Celtic.
Yeah, Celtic-y. So let's pick this one here because I think it'll come up well. So I'm going to hit add. So just like the background, you need to hit add. So I'm going to push it up here. And I'm going to keep my shapes white as well. So if I tap on color, I'm going to just change it to white and hit done. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to make it slightly smaller because I'm thinking, I have to fit 3 of these in. So sort of, take up about 1/3 underneath there. So let's go back to my text and let's see if I can get a font. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit more readable. And my title font is quite, it's very different. So I'm going to go for something super plain just so that it's easy to read. Maybe that one. Let's see it a little bit better. And sometimes it's some of the fonts are all capital letters, and if you have like a little paragraph, it's quite hard to read something that's all in capitals.
That's
so if you have like a little paragraph or something like that, it's good to pick something that has the capital letters and the smaller letters. So let's look at our alignment. Yeah, I'm going to try and maybe align it to the left, and then when I do the next one, I'll just kind of swap it over just to change it up. So yeah, let me see if we've got some effects here, because I think it's getting a little bit lost with that cardboard. So just like before, we can choose a shape. And on the iPad, any of these, you can see those little lines underneath, allows me to go in and edit that, so I can choose a shape to put around it. So let's have a look. What about that? No, it's not going to work. Let me try Maybe something like that might be nice. And again, I'm not mad about that color. Let me see, a lighter. No,
That's a
maybe
good
that.
one.
Yeah, that makes it stand out. So I think I'll
Mhm.
pick that one and just hit done then. I think that's looking okay. I just need to hit done, maybe just move it around slightly. There we go. And we're getting our
Nice.
alignment lines up there. So that
Yeah.
looks, it's lining up okay.
Perfect. Right. Let's get back on here now. We did have Bonner Primary School saying they can't open crazy shapes. So look what I did in my spare time. If you go back now to your National Numeracy Day Digital Leaders Challenge and refresh that page, you will see, I put the text in there. That just makes it easy. Okay. If you can't open that doc, it's now in the supporting page that I showed you before, just in between section 1 and or challenge 1 and challenge 2. So you can get your shapes from there, but you can do any shapes. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Right. So what have I done since we went? So I wasn't happy with my box. So I just went down to my font recommendations and chose a different one. And actually the alignment worked a lot better. And then I thought actually a blue kind of pastel-y, well, it's not that pastel-y, but you know, pastel-y enough blue goes with the green quite nicely. So there we go. Right. What am I going to do next? Well, next I'm going to go for a squircle. Okay. So what I'll do first is I'll copy that text. Okay. Go back to my page. Now watch this. I'm going to select this box here. Now, instead of creating one from scratch, trying to make it look the same, trying to get the same font, same colors, same shape behind it, all that kind of nonsense, just press duplicate. And then it gives you one which is exactly the same. And now I'm just going to put it over to the left-hand side here. Okay. Now, obviously, the text needs to be different now. So all you need to do is just paste in your new text. And it just, there you go. It's all done. So that's perfect. And then this one's got to be squircle. Okay, so I need a different icon. But again, I want it to be the same color. I want it to be the same sort of size. So I'm going to press duplicate. Okay, now obviously this is not a squircle. It's a Mobius strip. Let's get it in the right place. You see that? You can just about see the dotted line going across. That's saying it's aligned now to my text box, which is great. But obviously I need to change it. So with that selected, I can now go over to replace, search for my new one, which is squircle, hit return, and then I can choose any of these and look what happens. Click it. It better happen now, isn't it? Otherwise I'm going to look like a plant pot. What I'm going to do is select that one. I'm looking for the same sort of size, same sort of color, and it's worked. And it's still selected replace here, you see. So if I go over and select another one, it'll change it again. And actually, I like that one because my first shape was transparent. And this one is transparent too. So I'll leave it there. So that's how you do that. Grania, you ready to do a bit of duplication?
Yep.
Good stuff. Let's go.
Okay, so we're going to duplicate our text first of all. So when you tap on the text, if you go into edit, you'll see down at the bottom there you've got duplicate. Okay, and I'm going to just move it out here. So nice. I have gone into Google Docs. I've copied my second piece of text, which is my second shape is a lemniscate.
A lemniscate.
Exactly. Okay. So
my
it's a figure.
Always love that because it's the infinity shape, isn't it? They're always doing it on their books all the time.
I think we know a lot of these shapes, don't we? We just don't know the actual proper name for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to just change my alignment to the other side now, and then I'm going to just make it slightly bigger maybe. So let's go to edit and just bring it up a little bit. All right. So I'll duplicate my shape, tap on it. Down at the bottom, I need to tap on edit to get that duplicate button up. And let's bring it down here.
Very
Okay.
nice. I saw
So
your
let's,
little alignment dotted line coming
yes,
through there.
coming
You
up
snapped
there.
it straight on. Top marks.
So let's go to replace. And this time we've got lemniscate. It's amazing that it knows all these, but anyway.
Yeah, I
So
know.
we've got loads of lovely examples here. Let's see. I'm going to go for this one.
Very nice.
So, yeah, it looks about the right size to me. Maybe I'll make it a tiny bit bigger. And it's lining up nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks great. Right. So the last one is exactly the same. Now, one thing that Gronya's done slightly better than me, I think, is that I've got a big gap between my title and my first box. So I might be getting a little bit squeezed down here, but let's just see. So again, duplicate it by selecting the one that you want to duplicate. The duplicate button's up here on the browser, or you can press edit and then duplicate in the middle on the iPad. Duplicate that again. Let's have a look, see. Okay, now I want to make sure that it's aligned down the right hand side with the box at the top, the Mobius strip box. So I like that. But obviously we don't want it to be a squircle this time. I'm doing a rouleau or rouleau. Yeah, rouleau. I'm going to go with rouleau. Copy that, rouleau triangle, a curved triangle with constant width, similar to a circle. So here, I'll put my text in just by highlighting there and then pasting in there. Now the text is a bit bigger here. So you've got different options. You can either make the box bigger, but that's going to give you less space for your shape, or you can actually bring the text down as well. Now I'm doing this from the top left little circle there because I want to make sure that it continues to be aligned on the down the right hand side here. And also I'm going to align left because everything else is aligned left. But I could actually play with making this box a little bit bigger. I still want it to be on 3 lines. Oh, that one was good. Whatever it was before that one. That one looks good to me. But I'm going to play with the alignments at the end, so not too worried about that. Keep that where it is. And then going to just copy my text. You can copy it from the little edit text box here, or you can copy it from here. Rouleau triangle. And like Grania said, I mean, I'm amazed that it knows these shapes. And again, I'll select my first one, duplicate it, bring it down. You can see all of the crazy dotted lines going on here. It's saying, yes, you're aligned to the Mobius strip at the top. Yes, you're aligned to the text box on the right. So that is in the perfect place. Then making sure that it's still selected, press replace, go over here, paste in rouleau triangle. What have we got? There we are, down the bottom here, these ones. And because a lot of my shapes, and same with Grania's as well, I've all had, transparent middles and things like that, I'm going to choose this one here. There we go. Cool. So I'm happy with that. That's great. One thing I will do just before I pass it back is I'm going to start playing around with it's getting a bit cramped down the bottom of mine. It's not looking as good as Grania's, and I'm sad about that. So I'm going to click off the canvas here, drag out without letting go of my mouse. Okay, that means both of those items are selected. You can do the same on the iPad by doing select multiple. And I'm just going to move them up. Same with this one. Click and drag over the things you want to move. And then you can move them up at the same time. We're just getting a little bit more space here. And then that means if I click and drag over these, I can bring them up slightly. And then also maybe even get this text to be the same sort of size as all the others. Yeah, not really working so much. So I will play around with alignments and stuff while Grania weaves her magic.
Okay. So again, I'm going to actually duplicate the top one because I'm going to copy the same alignment because I'm going to put it on the right hand side here. So let's duplicate that and bring it down. Double tap, get rid of that, and I copied my text over. So we're going with the Star of Lakshmi, which is a very glamorous name for a shape. And let's have a look. I'm going to duplicate my triquetra. Go to replace, and let's find Star of Lakshmi. And you were recommending, Dom, just to cross-reference what exactly the Star of Lakshmi is, because we've got loads of different stars here. But it's this one here, if I'm correct, yeah. It kind of is like two squares, but just
making an octagon,
yeah. So let's make it a little bit bigger, so it's kind of the same as the other ones. And let's get our alignment right. Yeah, I'm just kind of moving it around to get those lines up. There we go. Okay, and so we're not too bad with our layout there, but if you did find that you wanted to select multiple things on in your canvas here, if you tap on one item, and then you can see along there you've got select multiple. So I can select these two together, and then we can hit next and show. Let's see, like multiple. Yep, there we go. And then I can move both together. Okay, and that's handy once you've got things lined up together.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Show us quickly how to get your link for that, if you can, please, or download it as well. Why not?
So up on the top right there, you've got arrow pointing down, arrow pointing up. So let's just point the arrow down, and that's as easy as that. It just saves it to your camera roll. So that's saving it as an image, sticking all those bits together, and it's now in your camera roll. If you want to publish the link, if you hit the one to the right, and you can save your image here, but you can also get copy link. So that's on your link, and then you can paste it into your Google Doc or into an email, but it's there on your clipboard ready to be pasted wherever you need it.
Very nice. So I'll just show that on here, and then we're done. So if you want to download it, now this is why I named it Crazy Shapes, because if I press download now, you can choose the file type. PNG is fine. Start download, and it's going to go down. Well, it's going to name itself first, and then you can just click save. Easy as pie. And then to share it, you're going to press share, publish. This is the really important bit. Like Ron, just did in terms of making a link, you need to press share, publish, and then click link. And it'll start to do all sorts of mad stuff in the background. No idea what it's doing, but you'll see it's getting your link ready, because once that link is ready, you can grab it and you can, there it is, copy that, and then you can share it with us. Because if you go back to this page, you see share your work. So there we go, share your work. First name, I'll put Dom, school, my school, and then that's where you put your link in. And if you want some feedback on your projects, you just click submit, and that will come through, and we'll be able to have a look at it. Right. What I'm going to do is put some quick music on. We'll give you about 5 minutes now just to complete your work and send it in if you can. Let's put some Feeding the Ducks on. That's always a good one. And in the meantime, you can either mute me, because who doesn't want to really, or you could just watch to see if you actually wanted to make this into a larger graphic and do all 6 shapes. It's very easy to do that. So you're going to have about 5 minutes now to finish off your work. So you can put me on mute if you like, but if you want to go further and put some more stuff on, let me show you how to resize your canvas and then carry on with that. And also this will give you tips on if you're catching up as well. So let's go here. Turn that music down just a little bit. Okay. So we've got this document here. We made it a square. So now you can just press resize over here, and you can decide, you know what, I want to make this bigger. I want to do all the shapes that I can possibly do. So maybe I'll go to A4 because that's an easy one if you've got a printer, for example. So click that. And now what it's done is it's resized all the things on the page to be much bigger. So now all I have to do is start messing around with size of boxes and things like that. Get them all on, 3 lines. I'll do. Move your shapes. The shapes don't really seem to need that much changing of size, for example. Again, I'll do the same one here. What you can do is look to see, this was 26.8 in terms of text size. So I could copy that. Could go over to my second one there, change that to 26.8 as well. And then just start moving them up. I'm always making sure that I've got my alignment right. Very important to get the text boxes and the shapes aligned right. And again, maybe I'll change this one to 26.8. There we go, just a tiny change there because it was already pretty close to that. And you see, just moving them up, trying to make sure that they are all pretty much in the right place. This one is still causing me grief. Maybe I'll have to compromise a bit on the size of the text there, just to give my shape a bit more space, and then align it up. Come on, move. Here we go. There we go. You can be with these forever sometimes. And now you've got space to put 1 or 2 extra shapes down the bottom, you see. So maybe I'll grab that one. And it's the same process as before. Duplicate it. Gonya and I have both gone for, alternating which side the text box goes on. So here I go back to my shape. Lemniscate. I think I'll do that one because I like saying the word. So let's go over there. Copy that in. There we go. Now this one could be bigger text actually, because slightly less words. That'll do. And then again, copy whatever shape you want to search for. Duplicate a shape, select it, press duplicate. Bring that over here. There we go. Sit it around about there. And then with that now selected, let me bring it down. There we go. Press replace. And then I'm just going to search for lemniscate, which was basically the infinity symbol. Now this one might present a bit of a challenge because actually it's quite sort of long. So I might want to choose one which is kind of a bit stubbier, because I don't want to be running out of space. Or I could do one which is on a diagonal, because that might fit in a bit better. There you go. That fits in really nicely. Didn't have to worry about the size and things like that. So that's good. And again, I might select a box. This one's thinner. So that might fit better at the bottom here. There we go. That'll do. And then which one I'll do? I'll do the Star of Lakshmi as well, because we all love to be exotic. So there we go. Stick that one in. Nice. Maybe make it bigger. There we go. That'll do. And then duplicate the shape. Stick it there. Bring it over. And then this time, place it. And again, Star of Lakshmi. Here we go. Yeah, so you do need to have a bit of knowledge about the shapes, because it doesn't always get the shapes right. But here, this one's a good one. There we go. Perfect. Now, we're nearly finished here, so we will be having a look at people's work and things like that. But don't forget that if you have published this already, like I have, for example, I'll have to go to share, publish, and if I want to update it, I've got to click a link again. Okay, because if I take this link, stick it in a browser, right, you can see that it's only got 3 in there, even though I've edited it. And that's because whenever you make some changes, go in and click link again. And then once that link is updated, it'll still be the same URL, that you had before, or the same address that you had before. But now when I refresh it, boom, there we go. Wasn't that good? Very nifty. Right, very handy indeed. Right, let's get this music off. There we go. Okay, let me just take a look and see what we've got here. See if anyone's sent in their handiwork. Let's have a look. What have we got down here? Okay. Whoa. It's a busy day today. Blimey, what is going on? This is insane.
Right. Wow.
Yeah. So you can see these long links here. We can't see those ones because what you've done there is you've given us the link from your browser. You can't give us this one at the top here. That's not going to work for us. You have to share and publish it so that we can see it. Okay. You can't give us the one in the browser at the top. But let's open a few here. Let's get it back to 100%. Okay. That was my one, my school. Right. Hedra Denny Park Primary School. Is that your way?
I don't think so.
Not heard of it. Let's go. They've done some great work. We've got Clough Ray. That's yours. Okay, let's have a look. And just opening ones at random. There's the St. Anne's. Let's get that open as well. Money Ray, is that up your way?
Yeah. Money Ray, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's Rada. Let's get that one open. St. Anne's. Whoopa. Let's just get a few. Sorry if yours isn't coming up. They're all coming in. Right, there's another one. There's another Rada as well. Someone done anonymously, which is fine, no problem at all. Blimey, these are like Malpass. That's your first one. That's one I'm definitely not going to try and pronounce. Oh, you've given us a long link there from Nantufilan. Nantufilan, I think I'm going to go for. I did try. I didn't promise to get it right. Blimey, there's just so many.
Wow.
There's another one. I'm just going to open loads and then we can go through them and do a bit of an express.
They're still coming in.
Yeah, I know. Look at that. Great. Like the color scheme, I think the Mobius strip either make all the color and make all the shapes that yellow because that's a great yellow, or make them all white. But nice use of a little outline. Is that or a shadow? I think on the text and stuff. Whoa!
They put their top to the side. It's nice.
Yeah, I think the shapes I would make them white probably there.
Because your background's quite busy, so you need something simple color, and for your shapes.
Nice. That's a nice background.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the text is getting lost. So maybe the way you've done the Star of Lakshmi, you've put like a black outline or shadow on. Maybe you should do that for all of them. I think that's good. An Enneagram.
Yeah.
A Nonagon. What's going on? This is brilliant. Great stuff. I like that. Background's cool. Nice. Alignment. You've done well there. Maybe you've left a big gap down the right-hand side rather than the left-hand side, but I do like it. Whoa. Very cool. Nice background.
Yeah.
Shapes, maybe a different color.
Yeah, especially at the bottom. You just can't see it because I think the color underneath it's sort of similar. So, yeah.
Yeah. But nice use of shape behind the text. Very nice and simple. Like it. You can maybe bring this squircle up a slightly higher.
These are
very good. Maybe the text and the shapes. Yeah, maybe they need to be a slightly different color. Maybe the pink on the pink gets lost. What is going on with that background? No idea, but it's great. Good stuff. Whatever that thing is in the background, but the text is getting lost a bit. It's a what?
I think he's from Fortnite. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. He's from Fortnite.
This is good. Do you know what? I like this one a lot, but the shapes probably need to be in a white. They're getting lost a bit, and maybe make those shapes behind the text a bit bigger, or put a shadow on the text.
Yeah.
Very nice and clear.
Yeah.
Nice and clear.
Really
maybe stretch the tight lights. Yeah.
And they've made some of their text bigger than others, which is nice. It sort of breaks it up.
Yeah, that's definitely a technique you can use. Very nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that's a good one. Again, maybe the shapes are getting lost in the background. Maybe because the shapes in the background makes it's not so easy to define the shapes, but yeah. Very cool. Again. Yeah, I do like that actually. I like that a lot. Maybe the text is quite hard to read, but I like it.
Yeah, if you put a wee shape behind the text, I think that would work well with that.
Yeah, that's nice and clear. Again, what color would you make those shapes?
I think they'd need to go white, wouldn't they? Because the background's quite dark with the dark
but
red.
that is good though. That's another good one. Maybe bring that title down ever so slightly. Yeah, the colors kind of work on this really. I quite like that. It's quite ethereal. Maybe the alignment for this middle piece of text could come down a bit. There you go.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Nice and simple. Keeping it simple is the way forward. Right. Let's go back and let's get on to challenge number 2. Right. So if you need the text for challenge number 2, it is here. Okay. We're going to fly through this one a bit. Challenge 2 is video editing. Create a voice-over video to show off your maths facts. Right. Grania, could you just show us how to open up the Spark video app? And then maybe I'll actually, because they're so similar, aren't they? The app and the browser version. But maybe just in the interest of time, maybe I'll just do one video myself.
Okay. So we're using Spark Video here. Let me just pop back out. And when you go in, you can see these are all my videos, my projects that I've already created. So that's why we've got a whole list here. But the app is very, very simple. You've got a big red button with a plus. You're going to hit that. You can start with photos or template, but I'm just going to skip to the editor, okay, so that you can see we've got like our little timeline down here at the bottom. We've got our screen in the center, and we're ready to get started. Do you want me to go for it, or you want to start?
No, that's cool. I'll get going. So I just wanted to do this quick shout out to this one, which I thought was great. That was from Nan Tufilung. I'm going to go with that. I hope I don't upset anyone, but I did think that was great. Thought the background was great.
Yeah,
it was very nice use of colors, and it was quite nicely aligned. Maybe the Star of Lakshmi needs to be slightly smaller to get in alignment with all of these up here. Right, you can see how to start a video on using Spark Video on the iPads, on the browser. You press the plus, go to video. Now, we are a little bit sort of pushed for time here, so I will just do it on my machine so we can get through it quicker. Let's call it Crazy Shapes again. You can name it on the browser. You can't name it on the iPad. And I'm going to start from scratch here. We don't need it. We don't need a template. It's not important. Right. Everything is very similar on the iPad, so you can just follow on with me. You'll find it. It's very easy. Everything's on one screen. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of a title screen, Crazy Shapes. So I'll use my first slide. I'll make it full screen in the layout, or maybe I'll use title and text actually. And what I'll do is I'll put Crazy Shapes in there, and then I'll put my name in there. Can't spell my own name. There we go. Now, with the plus, go to photo here, and maybe I'll go for shapes, see what we get. Now, there's all sorts of weird and not so relevant and all sorts of mad stuff in here, which is fine. Just find one that works for you. I mean, some of these aren't even shapes, but that's fine. Let's go to shape and see what we get. Yeah, I mean, I could go for that, I suppose. They're not very crazy, but hey. I was hoping to find something a little bit crazier, but hey. And then, do you know what? That one looks great. There we go. Why not? I'm doing that with my kids at the moment, so that'll do. Right. Now, I'll do 3 quick video slides for here. Let me just turn off this branding. We don't need that. And all you need to do is press the plus. It's in the bottom left on the iPad. It's right here on the browser. And what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll get my first shape, okay, for the triquetra. Let me get rid of that thing. And then here, what I think I'll do is I'll start off with a split screen, right? I'll put my text on the left-hand side, paste it in there. Now, the reason why I do that is because whether or not you want text on the screen, that's up to you, okay? But It is very handy to put it up there at the start so you can do your voiceover, and then you can decide to delete it if you want.
Yeah. It's like
So
auto
here,
cue.
hey,
It's like auto cue. You've got your own
yeah,
little auto.
exactly that. It's like an auto cue. So let's do it. I tell you what, Grania, you're going to do this one. You ready? We're going to do it from my computer to here. You ready? You'll be able to see it when it goes. Press and hold this button in the middle.
The triquetra is a triangular figure composed of 3 interlaced arcs.
There we go. A bit of interaction. Never heard that one. Brilliant. So now that you've got that, on the right-hand side, you can decide what you want to do. You could go to an icon. That's the same as shapes, basically, in the other in the Express app, or the graphic we did before. So here you could put triquetra. Have I spelled that right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then find the one that you want, so you can stick it in there. I mean, actually, I wonder what would happen if I wanted to swap that out for an image. If I go to photo and look for triquetra, yeah, you don't really find them. It's not particularly useful, really. So maybe this is going to be icon heavy here. Right, so we've got our voiceover. If you want to change the music in here, now I've actually got my sound switched off on this computer, otherwise it creates this crazy echo on these live streams. But go through and have a play of different songs that you might think are appropriate for a numeracy theme. And then when you're happy with one, like Building Tall, maybe that one, you click it and it'll give you that plus button, so that tick, which says, yes, there we go. That's the one we want. Okay, so I've done my first slide. In terms of, how it looks, we've got this, kind of dark blue background here, but you can change that in theme. Okay. One that I think is quite good is Elevate. I quite like that one. And then you can change colors and stuff like that. You can flip them around as well. And you just have a play. And if you flip over the layout as well, it'll give you a slightly different vibe. So that'll do for me. That's good. Added a new slide by pressing the plus. Very similar on the iPad. You can't go wrong. And here, let's try for a different type of layout. Grania, what kind of layout shall we go for?
Let's have a look and see. You can maybe go for caption if you want to do a full screen picture.
Good idea. Right. So in terms of caption, we went for this lemniscate, which represents infinity. So let's go back in here. Now, the bottom one is where you put your text. Stick it in. Now, it doesn't look too fancy right now, but once we put our photo on, I wonder, again, let me try for lemniscate. Let's see what we get. Lemniscate. You see, it doesn't always let us down. Yeah. This is quite cool. I like that one. Great.
Yeah.
Happy with that? Happy with that, Grania?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Any thoughts on what I might do on here?
Can you make your text a tiny bit smaller, maybe, just so we can see a bit more of the?
There we go. I might do it like that, and then once I click off, and then I can bring it up here, and then maybe even click on the image. And you see this pencil in the top right? You can click that, and you can go to plus, or you can even bring it out, but then it gets these crazy lines on the side. I don't want any of that. So let's get it there. Let's zoom in a bit, and then maybe just try and bring it down a bit. Didn't really make that much difference, but anyway, showed you how to do that. If you ever wanted to swap out your image and you thought, you know what, don't like that one, I'm much more of a beach person, which I think Grania is, then you could do that.
Yeah, and I suppose it's give you a bit more space around it to keep your text in.
Yeah. But you could also, do the same as we did before, but actually zoom in, and you can still see the text as well, and then you can move it about a bit. So that's quite cool. Quite like that. And then let's stick another one in. Oh, hang on. Go on, you've got to do your voiceover. Forgot about that. You ready?
I thought I was going to get away with it. Right. A lemniscate is a figure-8 shape which represents infinity.
Honestly, what a voice. What a voice. And then let's go to slide number 4, because we got a title slide, don't forget. Then we got the first shape, the second shape. Let's go for the third shape. What is the layout we haven't used yet? think it's full screen, isn't it?
Yeah, full screen, because we used title and text for the first one.
Right. Well, actually, this is a bit of a happy accident. Let me grab this, the Star of Lakshmi. Okay, let me go back here. Now, I'll put my text in. Okay. The Star of Lakshmi is an octagram made from 2 squares. Okay, let's get the voiceover out of the way so you can relax, Grania. You ready?
Mm-hmm. The Star of Lakshmi is an octagram made from 2 squares.
Sweet. You can play these as well. Can't actually hear mine because I've turned my sound off. Otherwise, it does mad things to this live stream. But you can play them anytime you like. And you can also go in and have a listen to your music. Maybe you need to bring it down a bit, whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to change it to like a horror movie, whatever you want, whatever takes your fancy.
If you need to record it again, Dom, would you just hit the mic button again?
Exactly that. Yeah, absolutely. That was a great leading question. Thanks, Grania. And also, if you wanted to take the narration off altogether, you can just click the little time button there, remove narration. But if you did want to record, like when you said, you just hit that and do it again. Now, the reason why I've chosen full screen for my layout here is because if you actually go to Google and you go to Star of Lakshmi, right? It's one of the principal goddesses in Hinduism. Lakshmi is a principal goddess in Hinduism. So if we go here and then press the plus in the top left, go to photo, and if we went to Lakshmi, right, we're going to get brilliant. There we go. One of the principal goddesses. Maybe I'll do there. Okay, this is looking good. Now, you don't have to put text on every single one. You really don't. So what I might do here is click that, bin it, because we've done our voiceover now, or Grania's done an excellent voiceover there. Bin it, and full screen is the only layout where you can also put an icon on as well as an image. Okay, because usually, like this one, you can either have an image or an icon. You can't have both at the same time. But on the full screen layout, you actually can. So go there, press the plus, and then Lakshmi. There we go. Now, and it actually, thankfully, has given me 1 Star of Lakshmi right there. So that's kind of a nice little bit of variation there. What I could do is, also zoom in on this one if I wanted to. I could also zoom in so heavily that actually maybe I could get, them right in the middle of this. It's not a very good idea, but hey, I thought I'd show you how to use the zoom. Why not?
Yeah, but it is useful to know, because sometimes you don't know where, when you're trying to arrange things on screen, where the best place is.
Yeah, exactly that. But again, if you ever wanted to replace them, you could. Actually, this one would probably work better right in the center. And then it's slightly off center because of the photograph. So once it's loaded and it's done its spinny thing, you can tap the little pencil, zoom in just a little bit, and then have it just above. Something like that would work well, I think. And if we look at what we've got so far, okay, we've got a full title and text layout there. We've got a split screen there, which has got lots of text on. We've got this one, which has got lots of text on. And we've got this one, which has got no text on. So what I might do here, and you can do the same on the iPad, is just click it, drag it, and put that one in the middle. Because there's no real order that we need to stick to here.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, you can change it up. And that means you've just got a bit of variation. And then I'm going to hide these credits. Well, actually, I won't hide the credit because actually it gives the photographers credit for their work. But you could add something in here. Thanks. Oh, I should spell it right. Thanks for watching. Something like that. Maybe make that a bit bigger. Thanks for watching. And then the outro, I'm going to hide my outro. This is an old brand that I don't need anymore. There we go. So hide that. You end with thanks for watching, or you could just put a new slide in and make a thanks for watching slide on there yourselves. Yeah. Okay, Grania, what we're going to do now is, I think we have got a little bit more time than we thought. So maybe, would you mind, if I put the music on, would you mind doing the iPad version just in case there's a few things that people haven't thought about?
Yep.
Thank you
Absolutely.
very much. Let's get in there. Right, you've got about 5 minutes now. Let me stick some music on.
Okay, so you can see very, very similar to the browser. I'm just going to tap on layout up here. So we have this open. And you can see we've got the same options as we do on the browser. So I'm just going to hit my title and text. And if you want it, you can choose your theme at this point as well. It's like a little wand with stars coming out of it. And you have similar ones that you get on the browser. Let's go for this one. Maybe we'll use some nice colors. So let's hit done. I'll keep my layout open there. I'm going to put in my title. Strange shapes. Okay. Done. And I think it is always a good idea to have your name on it somewhere, particularly for your poor teachers if they're trying to work out whose work is whose. I think so. It's good to have your name on it, so we can tell whose is whose. So the plus button here is in the bottom right, so you can do that. And if we go to layout, and choose our split screen, and let me just copy. I'll just copy this one here so that we'll just do one, and let me add the text in here. Paste. Okay, done. And let's see here. I'm going to search for photo. Let's see what it will. Watch me. Let's see what it'll give me. Oh, some nice.
Oh wow,
nice
you've got some good ones.
Yeah, quite like this one actually.
Yeah.
Like an old painting of the god. So, the only problem with that is I don't have the shape actually in it, so maybe that wasn't a good choice there, but you get the idea. So the plus again, let's go to our layout. Let's try the caption this time. And
I like the caption because it does put that box behind the text, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it helps it stand out no matter what your picture you use. Yeah, so let's get the text in. Okay, and I'm going to record my voiceover here. Just by hitting the mic button. So it says press and hold here while speaking. So I have to hold it down just with your finger while you're doing it. A lemniscate is a figure 8 shape which represents infinity. Okay, so we've got.
Pause the music for you there just to give you the stage.
So let's go to the plus and we'll drop in a photo. Let's see if we can get a. Well, let's go icon.
Yeah, good idea.
Lemniscate. Oh, let's
maybe
try
infinity.
Yeah. There we go.
There you are.
So you can go for icon here.
Very cool.
And
very nicely branded that.
Yeah.
Looks very classic.
And which one have we not done? Will we try the full screen? Yeah.
Why not?
And let's see what else we have. Okay, I like the Mobius strip actually.
Yeah, that's a good one, isn't it?
So let's see what it gives us in the icons. There we go. And what we got here? Oh, no results for photos. So let's just add our voice.
Really good, the black and white, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, it won't let me. So maybe if I put the text.
What are you going to do there?
And then if I go up here, maybe let me add. No, it won't. Okay.
No, yeah. So you either need to put it in as a photo at the back and the top left.
Yeah. There we go. So let's go to our last one. I'll do one more. What about the... I'm not even going to attempt that French. I was never very good at French.
Rouleau. I think it's rouleau. I think so.
Rouleau. Okay. And let's go for... We'll do our split screen. Okay. And let's add our text in. And let's see if it'll give us... Rouleau.
I think take out the
Yep.
A. And, I think you got the A. Yeah.
Oh, what is it? E?
E-A-U-X.
Oh, it's right there.
There we go.
There we go.
There you go. Nice.
Let's try that one. See what it shows me. Yeah. Yeah, so you have your credit, and I think it's always useful to have in kind of the credits, especially if you are using photos, isn't it? And it's amazing that it's not work for you. So you can just say thanks for watching. And
then maybe just a quick share. I haven't showed people how to share on mine actually. You can just do a quick share.
You tap on share. If you save the camera roll, it'll save it as a little video. So it's really handy. And
it's really quick on the iPad, that one. It always is.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I suppose we don't have too many photos in there, so it's not too bad. Yeah. And then you can also copy your link as well if you wanted to embed that in a page or anything like that, or send it to someone.
Exactly that. So when that's done, it'll copy the link to clipboard like it says on the screen. Same with here. What you have to do here is you can download it, but you can't download and then let it download in the background and then press share. So download whenever you've got some time. Otherwise, share and publish. I've already done mine once, but if I wanted to, I could republish the link and it will give me this almost ready link. That means it's still processing in the background, but if you wanted to, you could copy that link. Mine actually will be live because I've already published it once. But then you will, as soon as it's ready, be able to open it up and give it a little play. So there you go. That's how you create your video. I did see that we did have somebody already getting their video in. There we go. So we got there. I've got my sound turned off. Otherwise, like I said before, it will do crazy
I like that theme. That's nice.
Yeah, it is a nice theme. There was another one that came in somewhere. Is it this one? This is Grace's. Oh, nice little start there. Oh, I like this. This is cool. Star of Lakshmi's in there. Oh, nice transition through to infinity. This is great. This looks like something you get on a professional website. Look at that. She's chosen a great theme there. Yeah. That has worked really well. That's the kind of thing you're looking for. Nice and simple. And the transition works so well. That is well done, Grace. Top work, top banana.
Right. Done so quickly as well.
Yeah, I know. There's all sorts. That was from Hendra Park. Hendra Park. I wonder where they are. Right. That is pretty much all we've got time for. You can go back to this page whenever you like and, use it if you want to complete your work at any point. That's absolutely fine. You can also revisit this link to get your, to see us doing it again if you need a second bite of the cherry. Otherwise, I will be sending out a link to all your teachers to say, thanks very much for coming. And here's the link. Once your students have completed their work, you tell me how many of those students need to get their swag if they've completed 2 of their challenges, or if they need to, if they're going to go on and teach it to other students, other pupils, other classes, then they need their VIP swag. So there you go. Grania, well, how do you feel about Shapes now that you've been through that epic session?
I feel fabulous about Shapes now. I'm always going to look more because I saw some of the ones that the kids have put on their infographics, and yeah, far more exciting than I had in school.
Listen, we do our best, don't we? Well, thank you very much for coming, everyone. Really appreciate it. Sign up for the next session. We've got another couple of sessions in June. But otherwise, thanks very much. Probably won't see you before half term, so have a good one. And thanks very much, Grania, and take care, everybody.
Bye.